Episode 27, The Matriarch's Warning. The diplomatic quarters felt like a gilded cage. Dex stood at the viewport, watching maintenance drones perform their synchronized ballet around the station's exterior hull. 17 dimensions showed him their quantum signatures, probability clouds of potential collision, electromagnetic fields guiding their paths, the faint gravitational distortions from the station's mass. He focused on filtering down to 3. The technique Elara had taught him, though it remained an imperfect solution, like trying to unhear a symphony after learning to distinguish every instrument. "You're doing it again," Elara said from behind him. He turned. She sat curled on the oversized couch, a data pad in her lap showing transcripts from the inquiry. Her hair was pulled back in a loose ponytail, and she wore station-issue casual clothing, gray pants and a blue shirt that brought out her eyes. Even exhausted, even worried, she was beautiful in a way that made his chest ache. "Doing what?" "Disappearing into your head. I can see it in your posture." She set the pad aside and patted the cushion beside her. "Come sit. The matriarch won't arrive for another hour." Dex crossed the room and settled next to her, feeling the warmth of her presence anchor him. Physical contact helped, the quantum entanglement between their consciousness stronger, more stable than his connection to the rest of reality. "I keep thinking about what she said," he admitted, "that she has urgent information about the precursor's final message. What could be more urgent than what we already know?" Elara took his hand, threading her fingers through his. "Whatever it is, we'll face it together. That's the promise, remember? No lone hero sacrifices." "I remember." He squeezed her hand. I thought destroying the crucible would be the end of it. But it feels like everything's just beginning." "Because it is." She shifted to face him more fully. "Dex, you broke a 3 million-year-old pattern. You proved that consciousness can bridge dimensions without losing itself. Of course there are consequences. Of course the precursors are paying attention. That's what worries me." He met her gaze. "They're watching to see what I'll become. What if I disappoint them? What if you're exactly what you're supposed to be?" Elara interrupted gently. "A maintenance worker from the Bronx who sees patterns and refuses to let power corrupt him. Maybe that's the whole point." Before he could respond, the door chimed. Dex's multidimensional perception showed him the quantum signature beyond the door, brilliant, shifting, existing across 17 dimensions simultaneously. The lumineth matriarch had arrived early. Elara felt him tense and squeezed his hand. "Together," she reminded him. "Together." He echoed. The door opened to reveal Admiral Strand, his military bearing rigid despite the exhaustion evident in his quantum signature. Behind him, the matriarch hovered, her form a constantly shifting pattern of light and crystalline structures, roughly humanoid but transcending physical limitations. "The matriarch requested this meeting be moved forward," Strand said, his voice carefully neutral. "Given the urgency of her message, I agreed." "Thank you, Admiral." The matriarch said, her voice resonating across multiple frequencies simultaneously. "What I must share cannot wait for diplomatic schedules." Strand nodded and stepped aside, allowing the matriarch to enter. He remained in the doorway, clearly intending to stay. "Admiral," the matriarch said gently, "what I must discuss concerns knowledge that may reshape understanding of the precursor's legacy. I ask your trust in allowing me to speak with Dex and Dr. Vos privately." Strand's jaw tightened. His quantum signature showed conflict, duty to protect them versus respect for the lumineth. After a long moment, he nodded. "I'll be outside if you need me." The door closed behind him with a soft hiss. The matriarch moved deeper into the room, her form casting no shadow but somehow making the space feel smaller. She settled into a position roughly at eye level with them. Though settled, wasn't quite accurate. She existed in constant motion across dimensions Dex could perceive but not fully comprehend. "Dex Holloway," she said, "you have been tested by the Crucible and found worthy. You have been judged by the Watchers beyond time and declared capable of bridging consciousness without losing yourself. But there is one test remaining, one the precursors left specifically for whoever succeeded where 17 civilizations failed." Dex felt his stomach drop. "Another test? I thought destroying the Crucible was the test." "Destroying the Crucible proved you could refuse ultimate power," the matriarch said. But the precursor's final message contains a warning and an offer. One I have withheld until you completed the inquiry, because you needed to understand the political landscape before making your choice. What kind of warning? Elara asked, her hand tightening on Dex's. The matriarch's form shifted, colors flowing through her crystalline structure in patterns that suggested deep concern. The crucible was not the only artifact the precursors left behind. It was merely the most dangerous, the final test before transcendence. But there are others, scattered across the galaxy, hidden in dead zones and forgotten systems. Artifacts that test different aspects of consciousness: compassion, wisdom, sacrifice, connection. How many others? Dex asked, though part of him didn't want to know. 12, the matriarch said. 12 artifacts, each designed to challenge a different fundamental question about what it means to be conscious and alive. The crucible tested your ability to refuse power. The others test different virtues. Dex stood, needing to move to process. He paced to the viewport and back. And the offer? The precursors left instructions, the matriarch said. Whoever passed the crucible's test would be given a choice. Accept the role of seeker and journey to find the other 11 artifacts, learning what each has to teach, or refuse, and allow the artifacts to remain hidden until another species finds them. Why me? Dex demanded. Why does it have to be me? Because you can perceive across 17 dimensions, the matriarch said simply. Because you carry precursor markers that allow you to interact with their technology without being consumed by it. Because you proved capable of destroying the crucible rather than using it. The artifacts will respond to you in ways they would not respond to others. Elara stood and moved to Dex's side. What happens if we refuse? If we just walk away? Then the artifacts remain hidden, the matriarch said. For now, but others are searching. The conspiracy that sought the crucible was only one faction. There are others across the galaxy who know of precursor artifacts and seek them for their own purposes. Some are noble, many are not. So if I refuse, Dex said slowly, someone else will eventually find these artifacts. Someone who might not pass the tests. Someone who might become corrupted by them. Yes, the matriarch confirmed. The precursors designed their legacy as a series of tests, hoping that one species would be wise enough to pass them all and learn what they had to teach. But they understood that not every civilization would succeed. Some of the artifacts are dangerous in ways the crucible was not. Dex turned to face her fully. What do you mean, dangerous in ways the crucible was not? The matriarch's form pulsed with colors suggesting deep unease. The crucible tested your ability to refuse power by offering you everything. The other artifacts test different aspects of consciousness. One tests compassion by forcing you to choose who lives and who dies. Another tests wisdom by showing you futures you cannot prevent. A third tests sacrifice by demanding you give up something irreplaceable. That sounds like torture, Elara said flatly. It is transformation, the matriarch corrected. The precursors believed that true transcendence required understanding every aspect of conscious existence, not just power, but compassion, wisdom, sacrifice, connection, doubt, hope, grief, joy. Each artifact teaches one lesson. Whoever completes the journey would understand consciousness itself in ways no being has since the precursors transcended. Dex felt the weight of it settling onto his shoulders. Another burden, another impossible responsibility. And the Council of Ascended Species? How does that fit into this? If you accept the role of seeker, the matriarch said, the council would sponsor your journey, provide resources, protection, guidance. You would not face this alone. But you must choose. Become humanity's representative to the council and embark on the seeker's path, or refuse both and return to whatever life you can build in the aftermath of the crucible. Some choice, Dex muttered. Elara touched his arm. Dex, you don't have to decide right now. Actually, the matriarch said, her voice gentle but firm, the inquiry reconvenes in 47 hours. The council requires your answer before then. If you refuse, they will offer the sponsorship to another human candidate, someone else they deem capable of bridging physical and transcendent existence. Who? Dex asked sharply. Representative Zhao has been in communication with certain council factions, the matriarch said. He believes humanity deserves a representative who understands political realities and can be trusted to advance human interests above all others. If you refuse, the council will consider his candidacy. Dex's blood ran cold. Zhao would use the council's authority to control the artifacts, to weaponize them. Perhaps, the matriarch said, or perhaps he would prove worthy and surprise us all. The council does not claim certainty about what any being will become. But they prefer you, Dex Holloway. You have already proven yourself capable of refusing corruption. Elara stepped between Dex and the matriarch, her posture protective. This is manipulation. You're forcing him to accept by threatening that someone worse will take his place. I am offering truth, the matriarch said calmly. The council will sponsor a human representative. That is decided. The question is whether Dex accepts the role or allows another to claim it. I understand your anger, Dr. Voss. But consider, would you prefer Dex refuse out of principle, knowing Representative Zhao will accept and potentially corrupt the Seeker's path? Dex gently moved Elara aside and faced the matriarch directly. If I accept, what happens to my life? To Elara? To everything I've built here? You would travel, the matriarch said, searching for artifacts across the galaxy. The journey could take years. Dr. Voss would be welcome to accompany you if she chooses. Admiral Strand has already indicated willingness to provide military support. But yes, your life as you knew it would end. You would become something new. I'm already something new, Dex said quietly. I can perceive 17 dimensions. I can't go back to being a maintenance worker even if I wanted to. True, the matriarch acknowledged, but you can choose what you become next. The Seeker's path offers purpose, protection, and the chance to learn what the precursors spent 3 million years trying to teach. Or you can refuse and forge your own path, accepting whatever consequences follow. Dex turned away, moving back to the viewport. Outside, the maintenance drones continued their work, oblivious to the cosmic weight of the conversation happening meters away. He could see their quantum signatures, their programmed paths, the certainty of their existence. He envied them. How long do I have? He asked without turning around. 47 hours, the matriarch said. When the inquiry reconvenes, the council expects your answer. And if I say no, then Representative Zhao will be offered the sponsorship within the hour. He has already expressed interest in representing humanity to the council. His motivations are complex, but he is capable, intelligent, and ambitious. The council believes he could be shaped into an acceptable representative. Shaped, Dex repeated bitterly. Like I'm being shaped right now. You are being offered a choice, the matriarch corrected. A genuine choice with real consequences. The precursors designed their legacy to test free will, not eliminate it. You can refuse, but you cannot escape the consequences of refusal. Elara moved to stand beside Dex at the viewport. She didn't touch him, didn't speak, just stood in solidarity. Her quantum signature showed fierce, protective anger, mixed with love and fear. I need time to think, Dex said finally. Time to talk to Elara, to Strand, to Garrett. You have 47 hours, the matriarch said. Use them wisely. But know this, the galaxy is watching you. The precursors are watching you. And the artifacts are waiting. Whether you accept the role of seeker or not, your actions have set events in motion that cannot be stopped. The only question is whether you will guide those events or allow others to do so in your place. She began to fade, her form dissolving across dimensions. I will return 1 hour before the inquiry reconvenes. Have your answer ready. And then she was gone, leaving only the faint scent of ozone and the lingering sense of vast cosmic attention. Dex and Elara stood in silence for a long moment. Finally, Elara spoke. Dex? Yeah, I meant what I said. Whatever you choose, I'm with you. If you accept and we spend years traveling the galaxy, I'm there. If you refuse and we spend our lives running from Zhao and his ambitions, I'm there. You're not alone in this. He turned to face her, seeing the truth of it written across 17 dimensions, the quantum entanglement between them, the probability streams that showed their futures intertwined regardless of which path he chose. I know, he said. And that's what makes this so hard. Because if I accept, I'm not just choosing for myself, I'm choosing for you too. We choose together, Elara said firmly. That's how this works. No lone hero sacrifices, remember? A soft chime interrupted them, the door alert. Dex's multidimensional perception showed Admiral Strand's quantum signature beyond the door, along with another familiar pattern that made his chest tighten. Garrett Cole. Elara saw his expression change. "Who is it?" "Garrett," Dex said. "And Strand." "Then let them in," Elara said. "We need all the perspective we can get." Dex opened the door. Strand stood in full dress uniform, his posture rigid, but his quantum signature showing deep concern. Beside him, Garrett Cole looked older than Dex remembered. Only a few days had passed, but the weight of recent events had added years to his mentor's face. "We need to talk," Strand said without preamble, "about what the Matriarch told you, about what comes next." "You knew," Dex said. Not quite a question. "I suspected," Strand corrected. "The Lumineth don't offer council sponsorship lightly. I guess there would be more to the role than simple representation." He stepped inside, Garrett following. "But I didn't know about the other artifacts, or the Seeker's path." "Neither did I," Garrett said, his voice rough. "But I heard enough from Strand on the way here to know you're facing an impossible choice, kid. So I came to tell you what I should have told you days ago." Dex felt tears prick his eyes. "Garrett, you were never meant to be invisible," Garrett said firmly. "I knew that 6 years ago when you first started working maintenance. You saw patterns nobody else saw. You fixed problems nobody else could diagnose. You were hiding from something, and I let you because I understood what it meant to be afraid of your own potential." He moved closer, placing a weathered hand on Dex's shoulder. "But you can't hide anymore. The galaxy sees you now, and whatever you choose, seeker or fugitive, council representative or independent agent, you're going to be visible for the rest of your life. So choose based on who you want to be, not who you're afraid of becoming." Strand cleared his throat. "The military analysis is simpler. If you refuse and Zhao accepts, humanity gets a representative who will prioritize power over wisdom. If you accept, humanity gets someone who's already proven he can resist corruption. From a strategic standpoint, the choice is clear." "But," Dex prompted. "But strategy isn't everything," Strand admitted. "You've earned the right to choose your own path. Whatever you decide, I'll support it, even if it means losing the best asset humanity has." Elara spoke up from beside Dex. "What about the artifacts themselves? Are they really as dangerous as the Matriarch suggested?" "Unknown," Strand said. "The Lumineth have shared limited information about precursor technology. But if the Crucible is any indication, yes, they're dangerous. Each one could potentially destroy the person who finds it if that person isn't ready for what it offers. Or transform them," Garrett added quietly. "Like the Crucible transformed you, Dex, made you into something more without making you into something less." Dex looked at the three of them, Elara, Garrett, Strand. The people who had shaped him, supported him, believed in him when he couldn't believe in himself. Their quantum signatures showed love, concern, hope, fear. All the messy, beautiful complexity of conscious existence. "I don't know what to do," he admitted. "Part of me wants to refuse just to prove I can, to show the Council and the precursors and everyone watching that I won't be manipulated. But another part knows Garrett's right. I can't hide anymore. And if I refuse, Zhao steps in, someone who sees the artifacts as tools rather than tests." "Then don't decide tonight," Elara said gently. "You have 47 hours. Sleep on it. Talk to Sarah Chen tomorrow like you planned. Let the answer come to you instead of forcing it." "She's right," Strand said. "You're exhausted. We all are. Get some rest. Tomorrow we can discuss logistics, contingencies, what accepting would actually mean in practical terms." Garrett squeezed Dex's shoulder one more time. "Whatever you choose, kid, you'll still be you. That's what the precursors never understood. Transformation doesn't have to mean losing yourself. You proved that when you refused to transcend. Trust that same instinct now." They left, Strand and Garrett together, leaving Dex and Elara alone once more. Dex sank onto the couch, feeling the weight of the day pressing down on him. Elara settled beside him, pulling him against her shoulder. 47 hours, he said quietly. 47 hours, she agreed. "But right now, we sleep. Tomorrow we figure out what comes next." Dex closed his eyes, filtering his perception down to 3 dimensions, focusing on the warmth of Elara beside him, the steady rhythm of her breathing, the quantum entanglement that connected them across all possible futures. Somewhere in the space between dimensions, He could feel the precursors watching, waiting to see what he would choose. Whether he would accept the role they had designed for whoever passed their test, or forge his own path and accept the consequences. But that was tomorrow's problem. Tonight, he let himself simply be, a maintenance worker from the Bronx who could see across 17 dimensions, a man who had refused ultimate power and saved the galaxy, a person trying to figure out who he was becoming while holding on to who he had been. One choice at a time, he reminded himself as sleep finally claimed him, one step forward into an uncertain future. It would have to be enough.
Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures. Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures.